I'm Don Connelly. I'd like to take a moment of your time to tell you about my important new webinar presentation entitled Gaining Trust in a Virtual World. Your reality has always been three-dimensional. You've worked face-to-face with your clients. You've most likely met all your clients. You've established your reputation in your conference room, at the client's home or office, even at the kitchen table. You've shared your thoughts and emotions with movements and expressions. That's not the reality of a two-dimensional world, of a virtual environment. You're now conducting your business two-dimensionally. We judge and are judged differently in this type of world. An advisor said, she called me and said with an analogy she'd read, said, imagine walking around a tree. You can see the height, you can see the width, you can see the depth. You feel the majesty of the tree. But you look at your laptop of a picture of a tree, you can't see the depth, something's missing. You've lost part of your ability to fully feel the tree's full majesty, and that's the challenge you now face. When people can't see you in person, they can't gauge your depth. Your challenge now to convince them to engage you as a trusted family advisor without being in front of them. So what do you do? How do you establish trust in this kind of environment? Well, step number one is to believe it can be done. A lot of industries, including the medical industry, are teleconferencing with great success. I did it, and this industry did it for years. I spent the first several years of my career establishing trust virtually. I was a young stockbroker in Boston, cold calling all over the country. I had clients for years, good clients that I never met. I trusted them and they trusted me. Your challenge is greater than mine was. It takes a lot more sophistication to put a comprehensive financial plan in place than it does to sell 1,000 shares of stock. But believe me, it can be done. Trust was just as important then as it is now, so was money. If I opened an account with an order to buy 5,000 shares of a $20 stock, I was asking that person to mail me a check for $100,000 sight unseen. I better trust that he or she will send me that check, and they better trust that my recommendation is sound, that I'm trustworthy, and that the firm I represent is legitimate. The basics haven't changed. Establishing trust is establishing trust. That's true with clients, referrals, or complete strangers. During this webinar, I'll explain the various levels of trust that you have to surmount while doing business virtually. You've got to rise above the level of financial advisor to the level of dear friend, and that can be done. I'll explain the obvious steps involved in building trust, the not so obvious steps involved in building trust, and I'll tell you stories of how my lead advisor friends are building trust virtually. You can reach the highest level of trust over the phone and in a teleconference. I've done it and I'll show you how to do it. If you think this presentation would be of value to you or your firm, give us a call at 941-346-1166 or email us at info@donconnelly.com. Thank you for your time.